I got a few screws loose since the days of my youth. There's a few screws loose. Lately, what I've been doing is I've been doing a whole lot of self-reflection. And, I find that a lot of us, when we assess ourselves, we're not honest. We like to over exaggerate maybe our value, our abilities, and we like to kind of overestimate everything because it makes us feel good about ourselves. It makes us feel important. It makes us feel superior in some kind of way. Now, of course, this isn't everybody, but I notice this in a lot of cases, especially with people that I know and myself at times too. I think the reason we aren't honest is because the truth hurts and we don't want to face that truth. That truth, which is, we aren't everything that we think we are. So, looking back, what I've noticed about myself, and I've known some of these things for a long time now. One, I am selfish. I'm super, super selfish. Now, don't get me wrong, I love helping people, and I will always help people. That's something that I get great joy out of. But at the end of the day, I put myself first. And that's in everything. I always put myself first. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I really don't know. I don't know. But so that's the first thing. I'm super selfish. Second thing, I'm super non-confrontational. Now, I'm the complete opposite of P when it comes to confrontation. P, I hate to talk about him when he's gone, but I'm sure he'd agree with this too. P is a hothead. He has a really bad temper, really bad. So he approaches every confrontation, whether it be, a very minor confrontation or something that's major. He approaches it with a very, very aggressive style. He's super aggressive, which is why he doesn't like to be confrontational, but he's very confrontational. Me, I'm the opposite. I try to avoid confrontation at all costs. And shout to AJ from What We Gonna Do podcast, because he posted a clip of his show from last week, and I made a quick comment on there saying that, I'm not confrontational. I'm just not. The reason being is it's not that I'm afraid of confrontation, and it's not that, a lot of people think I'm soft or, I'm scared. Other than, typical my anxiety issues, I'm not scared of you niggas. And trust me, if only you knew. And I'm not no hardcore or whatever, gangster or nothing like that. But I've been in my fair share of conflicts with people, and I don't want to go there anymore. Whether it be at work, whether it be, out in the streets, whether, someone slights me. I don't want to do it, because once I become so invested in something, such as conflict, you're dealing with somebody who is angry. I'm angry all of the time. This whole, I try to laugh and joke a lot because it helps. I don't want to say it helps cover my anger, but laughing and joking is my way of coping, right? So, I laugh and joke a lot, but I'm still angry. So frustrated. I don't even know if I can articulate how I feel exactly, but it's not good. I never feel good. I don't feel good. I look at myself, other people look at me more favorably than I look at myself, and I don't know why. But back to the confrontation. You don't want, if you're walking around and you're angry all the time, confrontation is the last thing you need because, like I said, once I become invested, I'm invested. I don't do a lot of talking. I don't do a lot of back and forth. You know, and the way we grew up, I'm still a product of my environment, even though I've outgrown a lot of my old ways. I'm still a product of my environment. Disagreements always led to violence. And I'm pretty sure most of you who live in urban areas can attest to that, or maybe know somebody who can attest to that. That's where confrontation leads. It leads to violence. And that's how, even as a young adult or a teenager, that's how I handled confrontation. Violence. You know, you say something I don't like. I say something back and you don't like it. You say something again. I've said what I had to say already, or as as people would say, I said what I said. So after I said what I said, I don't want to hear anymore. I don't care. I don't If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't care anymore after that. So the next thing you say is not going to get a response, a verbal response from me. Now, I like to think that I'm better than this now in my mid 30s, but I don't know. That's why I avoid it, because I don't want to go down that road. And I've been down that road so many times. It's ridiculous how many times. And I mean, we sat here the other night, not the other night, couple episodes ago, and we talked about some of the things we did to people to that, we confronted them, and it always ended up in violence. So every time I've been in a confrontation, I always took it to the next level, and it ended up being a violent encounter most of the time. I'd say 80% of the time. So I've learned as an adult to just not do it. Don't do it. If you know, it's almost like being an alcoholic or something. If you know you have a problem with alcohol, you don't do it, as long as you can control it. So anyway, super, super non-confrontational. I even let people say reckless shit online because, I mean, it's online. I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas saying online. That's not even real life to me. I grew up, in a time before social media, so we didn't argue through letters and numbers and characters and emojis. We didn't do that. When we argued face to face. So, that's one of the things that I kind of, again, reflecting. Another thing, I'm super protective of those that I love, those that I care about. And it's almost to an overbearing type of way. And I think a lot of that's my anxiety. It's like I'm fearful that something's going to happen to somebody that I love or care about. So I'm very overbearing, overprotective in that sense. What else? Already angry, frustrated. Okay, and this is something that I noticed is I'm self-destructive. I don't know when it was. Shit, maybe 2 episodes ago. It was an episode called "I Need to Do Better." Maybe not. I don't know. It was a couple episodes ago though. I was talking about how I self-sabotage when things are starting to go really well for me, because I'm not used to things going really well. I'm really used to things going terrible. So when they start going well for too long, I'm like, nope, I got to do something to fuck this up, type of thing. So, I look at a lot of the stuff that I have and a lot of the opportunities that I've had over the years, and I'm like, I'm not deserving of this shit. Half of the shit that I have, I'm just not deserving of. I go back and I look at my life. I'm a 8th grade dropout, right? Never finished school. Spent majority of my teenage years in and out of detention centers, group homes, things like that. I ran the streets, pretty much with all the other knuckleheads in the neighborhood. I never did anything to try to progress or succeed in life. None of it. but yet here I am, somewhat successful. I like to consider myself successful in regards to where I come from. And I'm totally undeserving of a lot of the shit, man. Like the home that we live in, I don't deserve this shit. The cars that I drive, I don't deserve that. Most of the people that I came up with, they're still working hourly, grocery stores, restaurants. Not too many of them are professionals. And it's like we all did the same things. We all were in and out of the detention center. We all were in and out of these group homes. We all were arrested numerous times. And then you look up and it's like, how did I get so much and they get so little? So I think some of my self-destructive behaviors come from that as well, which is I feel kind of guilty that I didn't do anything different than y'all did, but in the end, my life is, I don't want to say this in a malicious way, but my life is a lot better than yours. Now, I don't mean that, in a mean spirited or malicious way, but let's face it. A lot of the people I came up with, they're still struggling. What did I do different? I moved across the country and I moved to a place where no one knew me. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. So yeah, definitely self-destructive because I feel like I'm not supposed to have any of this shit. And to be honest with you, I don't care about it either. I don't care about any of it. It's like you care about it until you get it, but then you don't. So yeah,